Okay, we should be going live here soon. Okay, I think we are live. The live studio audience. I should be seeing it going live here in a minute. Yep, looks like we are live on YouTube. Cool. Alright, I'll just wait around a little bit, wait for some people to hop in. We'll just wait around until some people are ready. But if anyone has questions early on, I'll be happy to answer those. For now, we're just hanging out. This stream was kind of just for like answering questions, so we are here waiting. Oh, that's the full screen thing. There we go. Okay. Nothing really I can show to myself and I. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat and I'll answer those as we go along. If anyone wants to see me demonstrate it for any reason, if you guys haven't seen the videos or if you guys just want to see like a live demonstration with, you know, live questions and answers, let me know. I'll happily do that, but I'm just here to answer any questions you guys have about the new macro creator or Davinci Resolve in general if you guys have any of those. But any questions or comments, concerns, ideas for the new macro creator, I'm happy to answer those. And yeah, hopefully we can get some changes done. In fact, I'll even get a paper out to write down some ideas if people have some. So any ideas you guys have, any thoughts, questions, anything, feel free to drop them down below. Otherwise, we may sit here. I may also hop over to the other screen and we may just go ahead and just start making or building out a macro, showing some different things off just to fill in the time, just as we wait for some questions to come in. Or if anyone else wants to see anything else, we can totally do that. If you guys don't want to see me just play around with it, if you guys want to have any specific idea to go do, let me know. I have had some comments about transitions not quite working correctly. That may be an issue with the new macro creator and how it handles inputs. So I will be looking into that and fixing that shortly here with the next few updates that are going to come out in the next few months. But if you have any questions, please do let me know. I'll just wait around a little bit longer to see if anyone else either hops in and has questions or if anyone pops questions in the chat. Otherwise, we're just going to hop into the other screen and we're going to just start playing around. Fun stuff. Okay. I may go ahead and just start pushing us over here to the other screen so we can see what's going on. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open up a macro first to show that as the first thing we do today. Just want to make sure I'm not muted. Okay. So you can quick start. So this is the new splash screen for anyone who's not on the newest version or who hasn't gotten it yet. The videos are a little bit out of date because I did create this new splash screen, which really doesn't change much. It just changes how you open up the macro creator. I thought this would be a little bit easier for some users. Right now, these three buttons don't really do anything, but they will. These are going to have like quick start menus to help you set settings before you even get into the macro. So you don't have to do that later on. So it's much easier to process. And then this is the same option as opening the macro the other way. There's a slight bug to where it doesn't bring in the nodes and other inputs and stuff, or it brings in the inputs, but it doesn't bring in the nodes for some reason. You can always refresh it, and we'll show this off here in a second. But then you can also do a quick start, which brings up the regular menu, which you can also use hotkeys on the screen. If you just do escape, you're going to close the menu. I'm using Shift M through the Resolve Essentials hotkey manager to do that. How's it going, Henry? Glad you could make it. Otherwise, you can also press Enter to open up the menu really quickly like that. And we can also open up a macro, which brings up our window, and we can select anything from over here. So I'm going to select my macro files over here. Go and select my test right here. And it's going to bring everything in. Going to load in all the controls and everything. And we're going to see when it loads in. Oh no, this time it loaded in fine. Okay, right. The issue isn't exactly whenever you're opening a macro from that. If you're opening a macro and you have nodes in the comp, it won't bring the nodes in. It will leave that area blank. That seems to just be an oversight in how I'm handling opening macros. That should be fixed in the next update, probably in like a month or two. I don't want to give I don't want to give like concrete estimations on when the next updates are going to come out because, you know, getting busy happens. Yeah. But as we can see, it brings in all of the nodes. We can see there's the same ones that are down here, and we didn't have these in here in the comp earlier. These just were added because the file stores what nodes it needs to have. It also has all your inputs selected up here, and it has your output selected down here. And all of those controls are loaded up with all the settings set over here on the right. If you have, like, occasionally, if you have, like, a label from a node that you didn't make the label, or sometimes even if you made the label, sometimes hider will be selected. Uncheck it. I don't know why it does it. It seems to be it seems to be an issue with Fusion itself, not with my code. Like, Fusion doesn't store the isVisible variable correctly for any of its controls unless you made them. So it's a little bit strange. I don't know if that's a bug with my Davinci or if I'm just overlooking how to actually do it. I don't know, but the way I'm trying to do it isn't working. How's it going, Sleeveless? Welcome to the party. We are just chatting about stuff right now. If anyone has any questions, comments, ideas, do let me know though, and I will happily stop and redirect over there. But yeah, as you can see, we have the tabs, we have the labels with the nest selected, we have a checkbox right here, and the rest are just regular old controls. Super easy stuff to open up all your previous macros. And then if you have a macro, so we have the notes here, why not just show it off? How's it going? Vasil? Is it pronounced Vasil, or am I saying that too American? Probably too American. Yes, gold star award. Thank you. I know. I'm too. What's the opposite of boastful? Okay. But if we wanted to like make this into a macro, to start off, we wanted these to be inputs. Like all of these green arrows were the inputs on the opened macro. That's what you see all of those selected options were. Humble, that's the word. These green inputs were those selected options for the main inputs list. If you wanted to have them auto select, you bring in a media in node and connect it into the green input, and you do that for all of the inputs you want to have selected automatically. And if we were to select everything, select our controls node, and then open up the macro creator, open up quick start, we're going to see it has that one selected, but none of the other ones because that one was auto selected because it has the media in. Important thing to note, the media in cannot be in your selection. It's looking for a media in node that's not in your selected nodes, because you don't want this to be part of your macro. You don't want this to be a node that's going to be given to the user. This is just to tell the tool, hey, this is an input that needs to be able to be gotten by the user, if that makes sense. I hope it does. And then the outputs are always auto-selected. It's just whatever is connected to your media out, it'll select that output. If you have multiple media outs, in theory, it'll select all of those too. I think I've even tested that and it worked. So yeah, and we can test it right now, and we can see if I'm completely incorrect about this. But if we bring in a media out node, and if you wanted to connect it out, this is only like, you probably will never have to do this for a macro, I wouldn't think. But if you had to, then we can see if we open it up and open up quick start. If we scroll through, yeah, we just see the one. So it looks like it'll just select whatever's connected to a media out 1, possibly. I may relook at the code, but I don't think you'll ever need to have 2 outputs. That's a very niche thing that's usually only for like VFX work, if you need to send a different branch out to get colored on the color page. But if we open this up, once again, I keep doing this. I know I think we're all getting whiplash from it now. If you get this fresh, you'll have the how-to section shown, and it'll just give you a brief introduction to the tool, but it doesn't really give you concrete information. To really get that information, you can also hide and show this just as a little quality of life feature. If you want to learn how to use the tool in more detail, there's a tutorials button right here. How's it going, Jose? And you can click this tutorials button and it brings you over to a Notion page. Also, this stays on top now. People had a question about that. But it brings you over to a Notion page, which has the main tutorial, and it has a bunch of other supplementary tutorials in here as well to really drive home how to use this tool. And if people have more questions that I don't have listed in here, I'll happily add them to add some more detail. A lot of these also have videos paired with them to get you introduced to the tool, so you don't have to read the text, because I have text and I have videos. Some of the videos are used more than once because lots of details in those. But yeah, there's that. Let me get back my OBS. I hid it from myself. How's it going, Jose? Did I already say that? I might have. And then if we wanted to bring in a control from the tools list, or from any of our tools, I guess, you can look for the names. I named these input because these are going to be what these are. These are the nodes. If you look on the bottom left, it says the node name. But we want to look for something that we want the user to have control over. So we probably want them to have control over like upper left leg or something like that. So we can look for upper. This is I guess I didn't really describe what this is. If you guys watched the first quick start guide, I did make this from scratch. This is a character rigger. I have it on Reactor for you guys to use for free. Go check it out over there. It's called Flow Character Rigger by Fusion Pixel Studios. That's my company name. And it basically lets you like separate a whole character 2D image into different parts to like move them around. Sort of like creating a bone system from After Effects or something, but we don't have a bone system, so it's kind of just using pinpoints. But yeah. And then we can search and it'll bring in all of the things that have the word upper in them, just like that. If we click on any of these, because I think we will gonna want like upper left leg anims, we'll probably want to go down here. This is looks like a merge node maybe, so we can grab all of these down to like edges, and then I just did a click once on center, shift, and then click on edges, and that selected all of them in between them. Here, I'll move this out from behind my head here. And then we can bulk add, and then it adds them all to the preview, and we can extend this out even to see some more stuff. And we can see these are points. This is a checkbox we can tell because of the color, and it has just a number here in default. Does the new macro creator work the same when creating effects of generators and transitions? Generators should be fine because you just need to have that. Well, you don't need to have an input for a generator unless you need the user to like hop in there for whatever reason. But you just wouldn't have an input. You would have to have a media in node that has not timeline but background selected, and that just brings in whatever's behind it on the timeline. But usually you don't really need that. But for background you do. And then transitions. It does work for transitions, but there's a small issue right now with just how it's ordering the inputs, and I'm going to fix that. Right now, if you go to export your macro, sorry, you have to give it a name first. If you go to export your macro, you have the ability to rename your inputs, but someone actually gave me this suggestion to do this sort of thing, but for the main inputs and outputs here, I guess for just the main inputs, the outputs you don't need to do this on, but because if you want this one to be the one that the user is not selecting, but the first input that you want the first layer to go on, like so you know how you have the transitions, you have clip 1 and clip 2. For clip 1 you want to be on the top, and then clip 2 you want to be on the bottom, just to clarify. And it's like This was backwards for you, but like I think you understand what I mean. Like the clip 1 is the one before, and then clip 2 is the one after. So it does work. You may have to do some fixing afterwards right now, but that will be fixed. I was told that there is an issue there that I overlooked. But then we can bring in controls just fine like that. We can also add controls from over here. We can add a tab, which isn't really a control, but it goes in the add section. We can add images, which will add them to either the controls list right here, like in this controls list right here as well, or we can add it to the header, which will end up here above the tabs. And we can do that really easily. Select your image. We'll just select this one. And then we can give it a name. We'll just say test. And then we can make it header. And this is going to add it just as data into the macro preview. And then it will create the header on the macro when it exports. So you won't see this image on your controls node if you add this right now as a header image. But if you did not add it as a header image and you added it to your controls, then it would add it to your controls node, just like this. Maybe. Oh, it just took a second. Oop. Don't want 2 of them. So the reason why it's probably taking a long time is because it's probably a really big image. You don't want to have large images on your stuff. You will be able to reorder them in the future. I saw that in your email. You will be able to reorder the inputs. I obviously have not done that yet, but you will be able to. As you can see, you can't really see the image because it's kind of off screen, but the image is there. If we scroll over to the right side, we'll see the image data if it doesn't crash on me. Because there's a lot of information in here. This is the image data right here. It's on column 15. You don't really want to mess with any of this stuff because this stuff is going to break your controls if you mess with it. This is really just for like internally, what is this control actually doing? And what is it designed to do by the user? Please let me look at this. I want to just show the people. Let me show the people this giant thing. Nope, it crashed. Okay. Yeah, but maybe choosing the biggest image I had on my hard drive wasn't the greatest idea. Let me bring that back up here and we can take a look at that again. Well, we probably won't look at images again, but you get the idea. It's gonna like convert your image into base 64. You don't have to have the original image with your macro when you export it. It's going to just convert it into text, and then that text is translated into an image in Fusion. Let me launch it again. Here we go. Let me get a new controls node. Oh no, it just undid it. Yeah, Fusion couldn't handle it, so it just removed the image. That works for me. All right, let's open it back up. And we can also add a separator line, which if we added it, we're gonna see at the bottom of this, we have just a simple line. Nothing really fancy about it. It's just a line. It just helps you separate controls out. You can also, on that same note, add a spacer. It's down here at the very bottom. It literally just adds a blank space, just like how the separator separates things. This will too, but with a space instead of a visual line. Just another way to organize things. I learned that from somebody on We Suck Less. Great place to learn random macro stuff. And you can also make labels, which labels is pretty much the most complicated thing you're going to make. Because you can do not CSS. You can do HTML for the styling of the label. So we can just give it a name first. We can just call this a label. Wow, super original. And we can just center it. We can bold it. We can unbold it. We can uncenter it. We can make it a header 3. We can make it a header 1. Bring it back to a paragraph. Change its color around. Monkey door, you got yourself a really cool thing. And if you wanted to change that, you will get rid of the color. But if you wanted to keep it on H1 and just change the color, that'll work too. Pretty cool stuff. Then we can just set it back to paragraph and it gets rid of all that. Paragraph is the default, by the way. I guess we could also just remove everything instead of adding paragraph, but that's there because color needs it to know if it's paragraph or not. That's not needed to know for you. You can also make it a nest, which will create these arrows, which if you look on the, if I can select the node, if you select edit controls and you wanted to create a label control, it's hiding behind here, making it a nest. Sorry, I'm got things all over the place now. Oh, this is making it unable to open it. Okay, but show arrow right here, this checkbox, is the same thing as make nest on my thing. Oh, I have everything selected. This is a problem with Fusion, by the way. Fusion is very annoying in that regard. But, oh, did I close that window? Okay, well, label. If I can type a label, and the nest is just that show arrow thing. And then this is the label hide number. This is how many controls it's hiding. So we'll just say 5 as a good baseline. And then visible just means, can you see this label? And can you see the controls that are below this label? If this is checked, you can see it. If this is unchecked, you can't see it. And that creates it to be a hider, which is what this box is for. I should probably in the future update all the verbiage to all say the exact same thing so people aren't as confused, but yeah. This is the same thing as is hider, which is the same thing as making it invisible in here, which you can't do with the controls editor, but you have to do in the code. So this is just a quality of life thing to make it much easier for you to not have to go in the code as much. And then down here we have the button, which we can just type in whatever we want to have in here. We can make it a width between 0 and 1. 1 is fine for me. And then we can give it some code, which we can just do print hello. Hello web. What was that? Hello world. I'm sorry. I'm still hung up on whatever that noise was I just made. We can add this and it will literally just add that custom control. We can open up our console. Ignore those. That just happens when you have something like this. We can test and we can see it prints out what we had. Pretty cool. Oh, I thought visible was just opened or closed by default. No. To make it open or closed by default, you come into here. I don't have a label in here. Give me a sec. Oh jeez. My label. I will make it like a nest, make it hide 5. If you want to make it open, you just change this 0 to a 1, but that 0 means it's closed and the 1 means it's open. Yeah, it's called visible because the code is literally called IC visible. So I thought that was very clear for those who have used it before. Maybe I should either make it say exactly what the code says so that everyone who's done the code before knows what it is, or I should make it common terminology so anybody knows what it is without having to know what the code is. I don't really know. I may have like a tooltip on it to help explain what it is, because I could totally do that too. Because, yeah, the verbiage right now is a little bit confusing, I understand that, so I will be fixing that shortly. We can also, yeah, I'll get rid of this so we don't have stuff nesting. We can go ahead and also do checkboxes, which it's just a checkbox. You don't really need to see me add it. It just, you can give it a name. Same thing as the button, you can give it a width between 0 and 1. And you can also make it tri-state, which tri-state, if you have used the spline editor, I don't have any keyframes, so let me just keyframe something. The keyframe to there. This is a try button. It has 3 states. It has the square, has empty, and it has checked. So this is what tri-state is, if anyone's curious. If you guys can see that, hopefully you can. Maybe it's a little small. So if anyone wants to use tri-state for any reason, which it's very good to use, it just gives you a value between 1 and 3. Like it'll be 0, 1, and not between 1 and 3, between 0 and 2. It'll be either 0 for unchecked, 1 for the square, and then 2 for the check, I believe. I may be wrong about some of that. Some testing may need to be done to ensure that that's right, but that's how you can get that, and that's how you can make really fancy labels and stuff. You add a checkbox, you add an expression to that label saying if the checkbox is equal to 1, make it. Oh, is it set up to be -1? Okay, that makes more sense. Does the box make more sense to be -1 than just 2? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, 1 means it's on, means it's checked. 0 means it's not checked. Then -1 means it's a box. And that you can make that really nicely because you can make a label, have an expression that says if this checkbox is like 1, meaning it's on, then show whatever is in the label. And you can also have that for like a dissolve node, show this other thing, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm also going to be able to add in a drop down box into this as well. I've mentioned this in a video. I'm going to make my own controls editor, like from scratch, to add any control possible. So that'll be coming in the future. But right now, this controls editor, yeah, we already looked at Spacer. Let's go and look at this. This controls editor, showing up behind here. Come on. What's going on? That's not the fault. What's happening? What are you doing? This is not the script's fault. This is my Davinci's fault. I don't know what it's doing. Add open control editor. What's going on? What you doing? Let's try to do it from over here. You can also get it from the scripts area itself. This is the light version. This is the pro version. Okay. We can get it from here. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's going to open up in the same context. You followed a tutorial with multi-box that 0, 1, and 2. Was curious how TriStat works with checkboxes. I hope you got that answer. This sounds like it's still a question, but I think that you got your answer. Let me know, Sleeveless. Yeah, this is what the controls editor looks like. And this is by Tita. He's on We Suck Less, which is a forum run basically for free. You can support them on Patreon and stuff. But Tita does not run the thing, but he's one of the people who's on there making stuff. Lots of cool stuff he's made. Definitely go check it out. I have a donation thing here because he's letting me use this completely for free. You guys are able to use this completely for free because he's giving it away for free. It worked. Never mind my terrible typing. Okay, Sleeveless. So do go support him if you would like to. Also go check out We Suck Less and look up Tita. Lots of great stuff from them. Really go support them. They're awesome. This works the exact same way as my controls editor works inside of the new macro creator. When you add a control, it's going to always add it to the node that is selected in red. If the node is selected in red is your controls node, you're pretty good. At the moment, if it's anything else besides the final node that you're going to export your macro with, like, let me make this more sense. When you're adding controls, you should only add controls from this and my macro creator to the controls node for now. Because when you're exporting, if the controls node isn't where all your user controls are on, it's going to look for them on those other nodes. But if you updated them in the preview, it's not going to add those updates to the node that they're from. It's going to add those updates to the controls node. It's going to make new controls on that node, but it's not going to read those controls from the controls node. Really roundabout way of saying don't do that. It's going to do some weird stuff. It's going to be fixed also in the next update because that's a fairly easy solution. I just didn't think of it when I was putting it together. But yes, if you add any of these, it'll work fine. I did make a whole tutorial on this. I won't go too much into it, but you can give it a quick name for your control. It has some preset names for you to choose from that are pretty often used, I guess. I'm assuming these are like oftenly used titles for controls, but I don't know for sure why there's a bunch of stuff in there. We can say, I'm just going to say test control to make it really clear. With the controls editor is the purpose to change control types. So this is to add controls. It's not to change control types. It's to add new controls. If you click off it, it'll give you the ID. And if you select any of these, it's going to add a control to it. You can do that. It's not called a wheel, by the way. It's called a screw. But you can change them. So if we just kept this open and we selected slider. Oh, I added it to the common page. Common just means settings page. We can see it's on the common page. It has the ID because it's super weird sometimes that it takes the wrong name and it replaced my name with the ID because it hates me. But now if we wanted to make it on the user page instead, we can just click on slider and we can see it is no longer here. It's now on the user page inside of this label. Also ignore this. This is just because the media in's connecting out to the media out. Don't worry about that. And we can see here, it has the new name that we selected because we changed the name before we selected slider again. and it created our control. And it has this as its information. This means the minimum number it can go is 0, the default number is 1, and the max number is also 1. It is not an integer, which is what this true and false means. And this 1 is the width. If we wanted to change this to be 0.5 and then updated the slider, we're going to see it's half the size. So we can update this again. We can make this, we'll just say 0.5 for the middle ground, and then update the slider, and we'll see it updates it just like that. Super cool. We can also then select screw and turn it into a screw. So you can update your controls like that really easily too, like to change them. But this is also how you can add controls. So the idea here is if you don't have a control in your nodes that's going to do something special, like if you wanted to control multiple controls with one control, you add it to your controls node through Tita's map, QMap editor, and then you just expression those other controls from your other nodes to this control with some math or whatever, and that will let it control multiple controls. It's not really made to replace them or like update them necessarily. It can. You can totally do that by just clicking in these buttons. You'll update whatever it says. But it's really made for like what I just said. It's made for controlling multiple controls, like expressioning this control to something else. And we can also, if we don't want this control to stay here, we can then delete it. And it will update it and delete it. It also selects everything in the comp, which I may look at fixing that, because it should not do that. But that's just Tita's math, or not math, but code. And we can also select any of our other controls from the ID dropdown. It'll actually show you the actual controls. It also reordered these for some reason. I don't know why. You guys can't see this, by the way. Let me hide myself. It got rid of the control, but it did also reorder these controls for some reason. I don't know why. I may have to talk to Tita about that. But we can select any of the other controls on here. Like let's get rid of the my label, which I don't see anywhere. If we wanted to delete that one, we'll see it's gone, even though it was gone before. But we can also then get rid of test. Delete test, and it's gone too. Pretty easy stuff. Let me go back into the new macro creator, and I'll show you something else. Let's get rid of this, open it back up. And let's take a look at the editing options. So let's go and add in some controls that we'll need to look at here. So let's add in a button. We'll just call this button test day, just test, it's fine. And we'll just make this have some code in it. I shouldn't have deleted the button before, but let's just add this button back real quick. And we'll just press add and we'll see it. Add. Sometimes you have to click twice. Sometimes you miss without noticing. I do that all the time. Maybe it's just a me thing, to be fair. Here, let me get my face back in here so you can see me. All right, so we have a button in here. We can come up here to edit, and we can edit a bunch of things. We can edit the expressions on each of the controls. We can edit the button code on buttons, either in the macro preview or in any of these. And we can also edit text in like a text plus node or like a 3D text plus node, any of that kind of stuff. And it's super easy to use. We can come up here to expressions, and right off the bat, I think it's going to load in my setting. Takes a second. Yeah, so right off the bat, it's going to load in like this, where it's going to show you every single possible control, because in this case, you're able to expression anything if you just click on it. So if we just clicked on this, we can add an expression to this super easily. This will also add expressions to labels. Asterisks on that. Make sure you create the label with the new macro creator. If it is a label off of another node, it may not work because of a specific setting within Fusion restricts you from being able to add expressions to labels if this one setting is on. But as long as you make it with the new macro creator, it'll work fine. But you can add it into here. You can type it, and I'm not going to because I don't need to. But you can type it into here, press update control, and it will refresh just like you saw. You also have to show only expressions. So if you just want to see things that already have expressions on them, click on that. We'll see this button goes away, and we don't see anything in here because there's nothing that has an expression on it. If you close this and reopen it, like you saw at the very beginning, it'll save your options for the next time you open it. If we wanted to edit button code, we'll actually see this in play. we'll see we have the button name and we have the code over here. By default, this will only ever show actual buttons. It won't show any other controls. So we can see it only has the button test down here. These are the same control, but you can click either one of them. This is just to make it easier for you to select them, because this is what's visible over here. You can change this out to be whatever you want. You can just say, hello, YouTube. If I can type today, jeez. Update that control. It's going to refresh everything, reload in the controls, and we'll see it updates it in our preview. And if we come up here to Workspace, Console, ignore all the fake emergency red, click that, and it says, hello, YouTube. Pretty cool. Open this back up. And we can also do that for any text if we had it in here, but I don't think there is, but it works the exact same way. It only shows text. You do have comments and scripts on every single node. That counts as a text box, and you can update them in theory. So if you wanted to, you could. I don't think I actually have been able to, so that may be a different method in the code. So I may remove that in the future if it doesn't work. But yes, various things that need adjusted are going to happen. For now, though, I think that's every major thing you can do. There's minor things like UI adjustments in the macro preview. You're able to deselect and select your inputs and outputs super easily with these checkboxes. You can double click controls instead of multi-select controls. If you just double click it, it'll also go over there one by one. You can click for more information up here in a fun little thing that someone gave me a suggestion for. I think actually this was Tita who gave me the suggestion. If you click on this button up here, you're going to shrink the window, which just makes it this little grab option here. And this you can just drag off to the side and it's out of your way. You can even, move around, go to the screens, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that whenever you go to export it, you have everything selected and you have your controls node reselected. If you've added controls in here or added nodes or deleted nodes, you want to come on up here and press refresh, and it'll just add any of the new nodes and controls to your nodes right into here. Important note, if you didn't catch it, if you did add controls, like with Tita's controls editor to any of your nodes, even the controls node, you'll need to hit that refresh button, because that does not get updated inside the code until you hit the refresh button. I don't know exactly why. Something's doing it. I think it's saving the state of the node beforehand. I don't know. Not important. But yeah, that will be updated as well. There's a few things, like I said, that are just small quirks that don't really inhibit your ability to make macros, but just make it a little bit more difficult in some areas to make macros. All right. I covered pretty much everything I can think of. Let me know if you guys have any questions, ideas, concerns, and we can talk about those. I'm going to get a drink of water, and you guys, do I have music going? Did it stop my music? Why does it keep stopping my music? Every time. Why? Is there an option to turn off for the keep watching pop up for YouTube? Because that's really obnoxious. Or should I just do Spotify? Maybe I should. But then I don't have premium yet, because I don't want to have to pay for it. So nah, I won't yet. But yes, any questions? I'll go ahead and get a drink real quick. I had to check my phone because I wasn't sure if I was not getting messages again or not. That happened a few streams back. I was just talking to myself for a long time, and I noticed I wasn't getting messages for like 10 minutes. It was a wild time. I lost my mind. Yeah, I mean, as we wait for new questions or anything, we can talk about what's new. I mean, Davinci, not really anything super new with the software itself, but new tools are coming out. That's pretty cool. What am I working on that's new? I can't get too much into it for various reasons. I haven't signed any NDAs if you guys are curious about that, but just so I don't spoil anything, I won't go into too much detail, but my 1,000 subscriber special may be interesting. Let's just say that. The 1,000 subscriber video slash event may be pretty interesting. That's all I'll say about that in detail. Sorry about that flash. Let me go back to my face so you guys don't see that again. I'm trying to close windows. Leave. Yes. Also, I have a bunch of videos coming out soon that are either tools that people have sent me that people want to take a look at, various things like that. Speaking of sneak peek, and I don't have anything to show you yet. Speaking of the 1,000 subscriber special, though, let's take a look. What number are we on right now as we speak? 897. We're pretty close. We're almost at that 100 away mark, which is what's scaring me, because it's coming a little bit too close for comfort. I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to finish what I'm doing in time, but we'll see. It may have to come a little bit after the 1,000 subscribers. I would like it to be like almost the same day, but I doubt it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm expecting maybe 1,000 subs in maybe a month. Fingers crossed. Maybe even less. We'll see how that goes. Sorry, that was a hair flying through the air. But it's going to be a script. Not like talking script, but it's going to be a script for Davinci Resolve. It's going to be made in Lua. It's not going to be a tool. And that's where I'm going to end it. No more hints. I'll let you guys speculate the rest of the way. Okay, let me think. I have some tools that I'm going to be showing off in the next couple weeks. Pretty much my next couple weeks are pretty much just tools people have sent me because I've made promises that I'd show them off. One of them I'm really loving. It's super really cool how they package up their stuff and like show it off for you guys to install and use. It's super cool. So I'm excited to show that one off. That one may be next week because I'm waiting on a response from the other people because there were some issues with their tool. I don't know why exactly, but there were some issues that hopefully they're going to fix shortly. And I'll also probably be testing that in the next few days as well, just to see if they did any fixes without letting me know. Script about what? Well, you'll have to figure it out. You'll have to think about it. It's a script, not talking script. Like, I'm not going to be communicating with you necessarily. I will be, but that's not the purpose of the script. And it's not a tool. So interesting stuff there. But I'm excited to show off these new tools people have sent me. And I do have a tool to show off today, actually by rvisual, the guy who was in the chat earlier. He may still be in here, I don't know. But he did send me a tool that we'll also be taking a look at today. Because he made it with the new macro creator. So I figured now's a good time to show it off. He sent me an email. I won't just say that I found him. He did let me know about him. He said he couldn't make it to the stream, but it looks like he popped in for a little bit on the road. Or maybe at location, I don't know. But yeah, I'm setting things up over here. But I'm excited to show some things off because some cool stuff's happening in the community, and I can't wait to take a look at it with everybody. Pretty cool stuff. Let me go ahead and get that VRFX installing. He did something with Chad. You're talking about rvisual? That would make sense. This thing looks nice and professional. It looks really cool. All right, you installing? Do I have to? Nope. Okay, it is refreshing. There we go. I'm assuming it's a generator. Is it in effect? Ah, okay, it's an effect. I expected it to be a generator. Okay. I don't have any images in here. Argus, let's get a video. Yeah. Let's hop in a video. Sorry, I'm doing nonsensical ramblings over here. Don't mind me. Just setting things up quietly. Oh, I don't have anything in there. Okay. Check this. There we go. This is just my raw video from last week's video. which has gotten lots of good attention. That was English. You can put on a clip or adjustment too. Ah, yes, that makes sense. I like to just always put it on a generator, but it makes sense to have it on both. Like to let the user do it on both. Because, you know, the multiple options without actually having multiple places to look for it, not a bad idea. I don't hate that. It is an extra step, but it's not like you have to like go on a hunt every single time. Let's see. Because if you have a lot of things in here like I do, it can get really, really busy. And I know you guys can't see it, by the way. I'm talking about it without you guys seeing it. Okay, so you add it on there. Helps if I make the timeline not horizontal. This is for Reels and TikToks, if anyone's curious, before I actually show it on the screen. Can I... you... Here we go. Okay, let me go and show that off now then. So we can see this is my face from the last video, which is done very good. I appreciate all the love that people are giving me for that. And I appreciate that you guys are going and checking out more tools. Love it. We really need to have more of that in the community because you don't see a lot of small creators get the love. We can see here, we can turn it into a thing. Do you make scripts for video or all is live action? I don't know if I'm not understanding that or if you did not type something in there. Do you make scripts for video or all is live action? I don't know what you're trying to ask me exactly. I make scripts for video editors. Like I have various like edit page scripts for, you know, average editors to do stuff like my effects manager and my background vignette generator, various other things like that. I'm gonna make more macros, by the way. I have like less macros than I have scripts right now because I've been in script heaven for a while. I don't really do a lot of things for live action people, I guess. I don't really have like transitions and stuff. Oh, maybe, yes. That would make more sense in this case, yes. My brain's always on Lua and Python. Hey, how's it going, Shark? Welcome to the gang. I don't script out my videos. I sometimes will make out a list of things I want to mention, but I've not scripted out videos recently. I do want to start, though. I talked with Orson, and he's scripting out videos out the wazoo. Like, he goes through various different scripts and drafts, and I'm like, you know, I probably should start. Especially if I want to actually get some more visibility online, because I know people don't like the raw communication style sometimes. Sometimes more professional is better. It's not my favorite to do, because it's always so awkward, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is really nice. I don't know, did you take screenshots of that? Either way, the formatting, let's take a look at this. I don't know if there was a video for this, by the way. I did not have time to take a look at the video. We can see we have the ability to turn on and off the overlay. Oh, it's tri-state. Hey, would you look at that? So we can see we have the overlay, we have just the, not guides, frame, I think is what we're probably looking at. And then we have just regular. Pretty cool, actually. I like that. That's a tri-state. That's really handy. We can see we have guides, effects, and disable. Oh, it just tells you what that is. Yes, it tells you effects, guides. Okay, I got you. So it's not going to be in frame, it's going to be down here. So this is what this is. Okay. So we can change it for different social media types. Super, super cool stuff. And you also can change it to be a story. Oh, that's super, super cool. You can like, I like that. I like that little feature. P'd showed this somewhere. Why? I can't remember. Interesting. Oh, but why you remember this? Interesting. Yeah, YouTube doesn't have stories. Kind of thank goodness. I don't know why they had it to begin with. But you can do Facebook stories, Instagram stories, TikTok stories. Super cool. Like, these are identical to what it actually looks like. Super good job. I'm assuming you just took screenshots and cropped it. unless you remade them based off screenshots, which would be still really impressive. I love that. Safe area opacity, so you can see where it's nice. Oh yeah, and if you have this for each, yeah. You have this for each type, it's all different. Super cool, actually. Orson did a similar one to this, but this is way better. This is way more advanced. I think Orson's is free. This is not free, to be fully transparent. Okay, this is the frame overlay opacity. Okay, so yes, this is the frame I'm looking at. So I can change... maybe I cannot. Okay, so I can do this. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Manually crafted it in Fusion using curves and exported into PNGs. Nice. They look really, really good, dude. They look almost exactly like they actually do on there. Maybe they look exactly like they do. I don't know off the top of my head. That's super good, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, so you can change it between aspect ratios. That's super cool. Like, I don't know many places that... No, I guess that's like for any situation. Because if you have... Yeah. I mean, like, what would it do if I have this? Right? If I did that... Okay, yeah. I figured that was maybe a little too small. Yeah, so this is still pretty cool. Yeah, that helps it just not have so much of a background. Yeah. You can like change it. Yeah, there we go. I wasn't doing that before because it was on 1 by 1. That makes sense. And you can also change the center. Okay, yeah, I like that. I wasn't too sure about that at first because I was like, it's kind of like forcing me into this, but no, it's super, super flexible. Nice. And you can, you know, all the regular transform settings. You don't need more than that, really. Buddy real opacity. Is that just the layers? Yeah. And your effects, which is your, you have to have this on, but you have the vignette, the blur, awesome stuff. This is like having blanking fill in a tool for reels, which is perfect because that's what you need blanking fill for. That's awesome. You're always running into issues of like, oh man, it's just not quite working right because this blanking fill. Yeah. Do you use AI for coding? I'll use AI if I don't know something or if there's a bug. If there's a bug that I can't for the life of me figure it out, I'm going to ask AI, see if it can figure it out. Like, where's the problem? And especially in Lua, when it comes to strings, I always have to ask it about making string functions because string functions elude me because all of the different characters you can put in there for filtering out different characters or different space, I won't get into it, but it's very confusing for my small brain and I need a little bit of assistance. I don't use it for like every single thing. I just use it for like either checking or strings. And I'll usually double check the strings and modify them or something. So I don't use it to just write out raw code usually. I usually change it in some way. Let's see. Also, if you guys want to check anything else out, check out rvisual.store. They're also coming out with an ultimate pack, which is also using the new macro creator. And it is going to be transitions. I think you mentioned it's also going to include this in the ultimate pack. And probably even some more stuff if I had to guess by the end of it, by like the time it's actually finished. So definitely go check that out. They have a bunch of stuff, cool stuff coming out and they just released this recently. Really awesome. Really go check them out, guys. Also, similar to this, even looks similar in style, probably because that's the new macro creator style in a way. I already showed this off in a video, but I'll go ahead and look at Sleeveless's Easy Effects, because this is also made with the new macro creator. It's cropping me weirdly, I think just because I have zoom. It's made for HD, isn't it? Well, it's a really good plugin. It is. It's really nice. It's super handy for Reels editors. I love it. I don't edit a lot of Reels, as you may notice. I do post some Reels on YouTube. I've also posted stuff on like TikTok and stuff, but I don't post that often because I haven't gotten a lot of views on YouTube. Actually, my YouTube Reels are pretty good. TikTok though has like shadow banned me or something. They hate my guts over there. I don't know why. But every time I post, I only ever get my followers actually seeing it. No one else actually sees it. I get like 5 views, and it's just people who like are friends with me. Not even fellow creators see my stuff I post. I don't understand it. I don't know what's wrong with my TikTok, but it just hates me. Shark, you had a question here. I noticed you have the Davinci keyboard thingy. This is not the keyboard. This is the speed editor. Speed editor. I'm gonna grab it here. Here it is. It is useful if you use multicam, or yeah, multicam. Otherwise, not the most useful. I like this feature. I like the wheel, and I like this, which is just the same thing as pressing F on your keyboard, by the way. And I like split. Split is very handy. Also, in and out's very handy too. But you know about all of these? All of these buttons can be mapped to single buttons on your left hand on your keyboard anyway. So unless you have multicam, this isn't the most useful thing. I bought this so I could have Studio. This is like $300, which is the same cost as Studio. So when you would get this, I don't know if this deal is still going on, but when I bought this, I got basically either Studio or this for free, whichever way you want to look at it. I do use upscaler, but also is low quality. This is the actual camera, by the way. And it's that low quality because I had it plugged into a dongle. And the dongle made it super low quality. This one looks way better. This one's also 4K. And this one is HD. But this one looked worse because it was on a dongle connecting into a USB-C port, instead of just connecting straight into a USB port, because I was an idiot when I plugged it in. But I fixed it. So it should look better now in videos. I also fixed the lighting and everything on that camera. It looked all sorts of wrong. I set that up kind of fast. Really the only thing that's good about this is this. What's up, Mick Lustig? Okay. Interesting name. I don't know if I said that right, but interesting. Sorry, that was probably really loud. Yeah, that second camera is pretty bad though, but it is going to be better. But also the upscaler doesn't look great. German name, I Americanized the name. Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? This is good. This is productive. I mean, if not questions, ideas, thoughts, concerns. Either about Davinci tools, the new macro creator, what have you. Or I guess what's behind me as well. You can also ask about that, since you guys saw my Davinci keyboard thingy. What upscaler do I use? Just the one in Davinci, the super scale. This right here. It has 2 enhanced. I also have I have RTX NVIDIA, so I can also do 4K or 4X RTX enhancer, but it makes it look kind of bad. Doesn't make it look good. It does not make it look upscaled. It makes it look just crunchy. You need a Lua script to collect and manage all your settings files. Kind of something exists for that. Also, I need to make a video on those. I totally forgot to, actually. There is a script to make an installer for anything. What GPU? what GPU? No, that's right. Yeah, sometimes I also can't tell the difference when I upscale. John asks, what GPU do I have? I have a 4080 RTX NVIDIA. That was all the wrong order, but... let's see. Let's look at my task manager. Yeah, well, the one I use is GeForce 4080. I have an internal, just Intel, but I don't use it. It's disabled because it's not doing anything. If you're curious, my CPU is a 13 Gen Intel Core i7. If you're curious about that, and I also have a bunch of various disks. I have hard drive. And I have 3 1 terabyte SSDs, which I've already filled up 2 of them. But one of them I record my videos to, and my videos are super large files because I want them to be as high quality as possible, because I don't want to have to zoom in on pixels, because yeah, video editing does that. My nose. Ah. My nose has been killing me for like the past week for various things. I don't know. What was that? Did my camera just drift up? Did I miss a question? No. Any other questions? Oh yeah, the installer, yes. We have to go into Fusion for this. But if we go up here to Workspace, I have this installed. Maybe I haven't installed Faves. Okay, I may have this one currently uninstalled. Okay, I'll have to install that. Hold on. I would like to see an easy mode for the macro creator, like an easy mode where you can drag and drop like blocks. You can't do that in this. It's not possible. And build plugins and websites like Website. You cannot do that. Fusion scripting is very restrictive and you cannot do that. I'd have to make a separate macro creator from scratch in HTML and JavaScript to do that. Potentially, because that's not possible with how they've coded Fusion, or not, with how they've coded the API for Fusion and Davinci. I can't really do anything about that, but you cannot do a drag and drop thing. That's impossible without rebuilding it from the ground up. I'm going to detail comparison in your channel in Davinci's RTX, NVIDIA RTX engine came at last. And Waifu 2X comes first, and also free and open source. You should really check them out. That software. Are you talking about for upscaling? Okay. I want to help you create the popular AI tutorials in Fusion. I definitely have a lot of things to make for that. People have given me a handful. I haven't gotten like loads, which I expected, but a lot of people support the idea, but haven't given me suggestions yet. So we'll see how many I end up getting after people find the videos to remake. But yes, some of them I will definitely need help with. So if you're on Discord, reach out to me. If you check the description, I don't know where it is. Maybe the last one. I don't know. It's one of the links down there. I would love to do that. Do you care if I just say mech? Or what's the correct pronunciation of your name if you want me to say that instead? Maybe I'll make an HTML version to where you can do the drag and drop thing, but at the moment it's a little complicated for that. And yeah, like it has to be like multi-stage. I'm not sure how that would work out. I definitely would have to do some thinking on that, because you have to select the controls from nodes, and then you can also add controls, creating your own. And you also have the ability to edit things. I don't know. It would take a lot of figuring out of the UI and how that would all play out. Like, would it be in stages? I don't know. It all would be worked on in the future. But yes, John, definitely reach out to me on Discord for any AE tutorials, because there's going to be a few, I'm sure. Do you still use AE, Henry? I have not used After Effects in, I think, 5 years, maybe 4. It's been a minute. I still remember it pretty well. I also remember how to make templates using After Effects as well. I used to make them for my company, not my personal company, but the company I worked for. It is me, or actually, it is me, or it's an actual fact that making motion graphics in Davinci is more time consuming than After Effects. It can be, for sure, because you don't have the same ease that they do. Like in After Effects, it is super easy to just like throw in a rectangle and you have color, and you can put multiple rectangles in the same shape layer, or you can put multiple shapes in the same shape layer. You can do a bunch of really easy animation stuff on that same layer. I would say making stuff in general usually takes a little bit longer in Fusion. Name you just mech? Okay. But I would say that the controllability you get to make it into like a template is way easier, or just to use it in different ways is also way easier. Well, I want to use Fusion, but where I work, they use templates in After Effects. Yeah, that's how. So a little bit of backstory. I'm not actually. Yeah, definitely way more tools. I've not mentioned this, I don't think, on a stream or anywhere else. I converted the company I work at from using Adobe to using Davinci because, for one, I've been using Davinci for years, and I was like, Adobe sucks. Why are we still using this? Don't sue me. This is just personal preference and experience. And we kept having crashes and issues, and eventually I was just like, all right, guys, we need to do the switch. And I kept harping them and harping them. Eventually we made the switch. Took them a very long time, but we eventually made it there. And now we have more templates than we ever have for our stuff, because I'm the template making person for the company. Which does not look good for them when I leave, but we'll see how that goes. It depends. Most everything in Resolve is GPU accelerated. Well, AE is mostly not. That's true, yeah. That would be cool if you could convert AEP to DRP. That would be. I don't know if there'd be the ability to make a script for that. Maybe like a separate software. You could probably make a separate software. I don't make enough to be a full-time YouTuber, by the way. Like 3 months of selling things, I've only just now hit $1,000 from Fourth Wall, which is nowhere near as much as I would actually need to make to survive. Because I would need to make about $4,000 USD a month to survive on the YouTuber lifestyle, the YouTuber budget, which right now does not look like that is happening. Hold on, I may be missing some questions. How may you ask? There may be a way to read the actual files. Like, I believe the files themselves are just either code or internally stored folders. If you have a separate software, you could theoretically tap into that information and just reorder how it actually is presented and give it back as something that could be read by Davinci. Theoretically, I don't know for sure. We will get you there someday. Hopefully. I'm hoping that after some more people see the new macro creator and see the value in it, I might get some more attention and some more sales. Attention's the wrong word, but some more sales to help bring me towards that. But also, after I get enough watch hours, I'll also hopefully be accepted to like the memberships through YouTube, so that I could also have that as a possible stream of revenue if people wanted to use that. I'll have to think of rewards and stuff for that eventually. I'm probably missing some questions. There are a lot of stuff coming in right now. Most graphics you did for the place you work at, you made in Fusion and was way more custom and is way too customized and easy and modify. Also, dynamic link is too slow and jumping from app to app is a pain. Yeah, that's very true. The jumping from app to app is what people love. People have made some really good expressions creation, or not expressions creation, but like expressions quick start kind of things in scripts, to where like it has a bunch of stuff you usually have in like an expression, but it just has it in like a template form. You just click it and it goes into a text box and you can fill it in. I'm thinking about maybe I could do something like that for sure and make it even easier. Just you have a bunch of stuff, kind of like a website builder, like Mech was saying. I think it was Mech. Someone was saying. Where you can like select one of the options from the side and it will just appear in the box like as the next thing. Possibly that could be a thing. We'll see. People going back to what Henry said, people love to talk about the amazingness of how you can jump between Premiere Pro and just go straight into After Effects, and it's so nice because you just have all that connected. You update one file and they all update afterwards. That's great for things like Illustrator to Premiere Pro, but it's really annoying for between After Effects and Premiere Pro, because then you have to use Premiere Pro, right click, open an After Effects composition, wait 20 years for After Effects to open, use After Effects, save it and hope that it works right, go back into Premiere, check it's looking good. If it doesn't look good, go back into After Effects, resave it. It's a process. Versus Davinci, you're in the edit page and you're like, I want this to be a Fusion comp. Click the Fusion button. Bam, you're in Fusion. And you can see the clip right there. If there was no code alternative for Lua, it would be much easier to create scripts. If there was no code alternative. Oh, because like how there's Python out there and Python is everywhere. I'm not too sure what you're saying there, but I think I understand. Like with Python and everything else out there, with workflow integrations and all that, it does make it more challenging to create scripts, because if you look up scripting for Davinci Resolve, you'll get Python, 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 Python. Maybe if you find my channel, you get some Lua stuff, but not a lot of like Lua stuff out there. If you wanted to learn Python stuff, there's everything out there for that. Like node-based scripting with Lua, where cool. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, 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 I see what you're talking about. I forget the name of that one website that helps you learn coding, but I know what you're talking about. Like you get like these code blocks and you fill them in. That would be possible. I'm thinking about doing like a quick build thing for fuses, like a script that makes you build fuses faster. See ya, Shark. Thanks for stopping by. Anyone who doesn't really know fuses that much, fuses are essentially nodes that you code from scratch in Fusion. You can make them do whatever you want. Like Xglow, that's a node, that's a fuse that somebody coded. And in theory, you could make like a quick start thing to create like the basic setup for what you would need for the actual node. Like some code that's always used that maybe just is like a template. And then everything else you just fill in yourself, maybe with a bit of guides and notes. But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe doing that. If I can look into more about fuses, we'll see. It would be a game changer if a script can be made that will connect Affinity and Davinci, same as Photoshop to Premiere Pro or AI to Premiere Pro, yeah, or Inkscape, yeah, or even like GIMP or something. Like really anything. That'd be really, really cool. And I think some people have done something like that. You asked ChatGPT to make you a fuse and convert it correctly into the right syntax. Still gotta see if it works though. Alright, Sleeveless. Let me know how that goes, because I have no idea how much ChatGPT knows about fuses, because I haven't seen much about fuses online, but I haven't really Googled it, to be fair. There's not a lot on We Suck Less to my knowledge. Most of it's about macros or scripting. Most of what you can find is inside the actual docs. If you go into Davinci, for those of you who didn't know about that, this existed by the way, if you come up here to the help option up here at the very top of the screen, you have documentation and you have developer. Click on that, it's over here on my screen, but if you come over here, we have a bunch of different things, including Fusion fuses, templates, which is drfx files, .setting files. You can make LUTs like this, OpenFX scripts. OpenFX scripts, let me emphasize this. OpenFX scripts you can make yourself. For those of you who are curious about that, Mosaic Blur is an OpenFX script. Really cool. That I am also looking into. That is using Electron.js and a little bit of like workflow integration sort of idea behind it. But I will be making my own app like that mech, and I will be teaching on that after I learn it as well. That's pretty much how I use the channel, as I learn it first and then I teach everyone else. They updated the documentation for fuses. I just wanted to really emphasize OpenFX because this is really cool stuff. You can also do scripting, which examples is both Lua and Python. You should go check it out. Also, there's examples for UI scripting for Lua and Python from Reactor. If you just go on Reactor and look up scripting UI, you probably will find it. But let's go back into here. They updated the Fusion Fuse documentation. For one, there's a crap ton of examples in here now. Like a shit ton. And you have the Fusion Fuse SDK, which I think we had before. But this README text has been updated. This... Okay, maybe this hasn't been updated. Maybe the actual SDK has. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was incorrect on that. But they have updated their information. Stuff is new. Maybe they haven't added things, but they have made it clearer for things. And this... Okay, Adobe, leave me alone. I go away. Hold on, I have to open this up somewhere else. Open... No, not open with code. Open with... Chrome. Sure. Alright. We can see this is 145 pages of fuse information on how to make your own fuses. I'll be reading up on this and making my own stuff soon. Oh, this is from 2023, so maybe this isn't the updated version. I don't know. He told me there was updated documentation. He definitely mentioned that these examples are very new, though. Like, these examples are new. GPU example. It's not how you install them. I'm going to take a look at that. I'm not taking a look at them yet, if it's not clear. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about yet. I'm just going based off of things I've heard, not actually experiences I've done yet. But they have updated stuff. A macro uses nodes that already exist to create a node that does things that nodes can do. A fuse is a node that you've made from scratch. It can do whatever the fuck you want it to do. It does not have to do things that nodes can generally do in Fusion. The idea of it is you can make a node that is way more advanced than anything else you can get in Fusion. Let me try to find something here. Let's go to Reactor. This is a good example of it. Reactor is a script. If you guys don't know, Reactor is a fantastic script that has a bunch of tools and stuff. I'm slurring because I'm talking too fast. Hold on. Okay. Reactor is a script that has a bunch of tools that you can get for free. Yeah, basically macros on steroids. If we go into here, I think tools has a bunch of fuses, so let's go into tools here. And if we look, so fuses are not just nodes, they can also be modifiers coded from scratch. Audio waveform by We Suck Less. You can probably guess what it's doing. Let me quickly make an example of it really quick. Can I say quick a couple more times? Go quick. Let's make a rectangle. And if we right click on height, connect or not, modify with modifiers, audio wave, it adds this, which allows you to actually put in a wave file, a .wav file, and it will move this with the beats of the song. And this is not super customizable. The ability to do this is very limited. You have to put the file in here. You can't get it from the edit page and stuff. Hopefully they're working on audio stuff for Fusion. That would be an awesome feature to have. But this is still really nice. You can do really great stuff with this. But yeah, this is a fuse. This is not an actual modifier. So you can do a lot more stuff than just make a glow node. You can do really cool stuff that does not exist by default. Super cool. But hold on. Okay. I'm glad I muted that because it was loud and it hurt a little bit. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it looks like these examples are what's new. Once again, I'm just kind of making stuff up. I don't know for sure. But I think these examples are new. Like these ones that say examples. Like you have examples for UI controls, text. They don't have an example of a modifier though. Oh, no, it's right there. They do have an example. You can't see this. So they have modifier examples. They have overlay VS. I don't know what VS means yet. GPU sample. I don't know what that means. But they have UI controls, brightness and contrast example, an image processor, multi-pixel processor, a shape node, which I'm assuming can do multiple shapes. There's currently no node solution for fuses. You have to code them. But I'm going to eventually, hopefully, maybe make a version of a script that can help you build them out. But if you look at them in VS Code, yeah, we can see, yeah, this one just has the name up here. But we can see we are identifying what it is. We're creating the node, and it has a bunch of information in here. It's not wanting to read it as Lua, even though this is technically Lua. Even though it's in a dot fuse. Hold on. Lua. Yeah, we can see, we can tell it's Lua for one, because the way the comments are written, but also because I just know it's in Lua. But yeah, we can see this is, for this shape node, it's only about 238 lines. It's not too big of a thing. And there's not a lot of like creative solutions necessarily for things. Obviously, you can do some crazy stuff with this. Like, I've seen Accession on the Discord, on the Davinci Resolve Discord, not mine, for clarity. He was making some really cool stuff with fuses, because he's been looking into that recently. And that stuff looks really, really cool. What he's been making makes me want to learn fuses more. I don't know if there's any examples recently from Accession on there, because I don't know if they're doing anything at the moment. This was like maybe a couple months ago when I saw that stuff. But maybe want to get into it even more. So definitely want to get into it soon. But yeah, I think the stuff at the beginning could be like a quick create option. Some of the stuff could be. Like add input. Maybe the function, the process function. Yeah, some things could definitely be made into quickly things. Accession really is cooking hard. They're making a lot of crazy stuff. Like Motion Suite, still an awesome script. There's still some issues with it here and there, but I don't know how much Accession has talked about what they're currently working on. Which reminds me, I need to message them back. I haven't actually messaged them back since yesterday. My bad. Sorry, Accession. Sorry, X. But X has been working on some really cool stuff behind the scenes. I don't want to get into it because this may be secretive that they may not be talking about. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. We'll see where it goes. I don't know where it's going to go yet. We'll find out together. Any other questions or anything, guys? Did I ever start talking about something and then stop? Let me know. Because if I haven't finished a thought, let me know, because I would like to finish it. I tend to just jump around a lot, especially when a lot of comments come in, and I try to answer all of them. When am I going to release the next tool? The next tool won't be a tool, but it will be for my 1,000 subscriber special. But that's the next thing. That's the next thing that I'll be releasing. It is something that is not a tool, but it's for Davinci. But I'll let you guys think about what it could possibly be. And I will not confirm or deny anything you guys say. If you guys want to theorize in there. Just because I want to make it as secretive as possible. I want to make it a surprise. I have nothing to show you yet. I have not actually coded it. I've just done theory testing, trials and errors, seeing if my idea works. I don't have anything to show you yet. Not yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll sneak peek something, but very briefly. Very briefly. You have gotten a very, very small sneak peek from today. So SparkFX, have I gotten the new version yet? I don't remember. Open. Is this the updated version? I don't know. He did update an update to it, or he did send out an update to it, but I don't know if I have it. Oh, Spark, not Spark Effects. Also, Spark Effects is not loading. Hello? Let me try that again. Scripts, Spark Effects, open. Hello? Anybody home? You're gonna debug, help. What's going wrong? Console. Oh no. Main window not defined. What? I'm looking at the main window. Hmm. Nothing's being sent to the network, which is, I guess, a good thing. William, your tool's broken. Spark Effects, from what I've seen, because I can't really show it to you guys, go watch William's videos. I'm sure it works fine. It's just my version's being weird. I may have to just reinstall it. I don't think I have the updated version. But Spark Effects, it has things like words. He recently updated it to add like a grid mapping system for different images, videos, and stuff for your edit page, which is really, really cool. It makes you like quickly animate and set up grids for motion graphics for like a slideshow or travel video, whatever. Yeah, spell check. That's what I was trying to think of. He has a really nice spell check, which now gives you suggestions on what the word could be. Before, in his first version, which I did not appreciate, it just didn't tell you what the word could be. It just said, you're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. So I was like, that's not very helpful. They've changed it. Thank goodness. I was a little upset that before it was just like, you're wrong there, bud. It just doesn't tell you how. Now it does, though. It has a bunch of other things. I can't think of all of them. It's got like a text editing feature and stuff. Really cool. Is it possible to integrate the Discord into Davinci Resolve and a browser into Davinci Resolve? A browser? Yes. Technically, you can code a browser and make it in Resolve. You would have to code it yourself, though. Yeah, he's made a bunch of effects. Like Sleeveless is saying, go check out William's video to learn more about Spark effects. Super cool stuff. But you could theoretically do a browser, and I guess theoretically Discord and DaVinci Resolve too. The issue is you'd have to code it to a degree, because you have to code HTML. So you'd have to. I don't know enough about HTML to know how you would do it, but I guess you could redirect to like Google, and they could possibly Google stuff from there. I don't know exactly. This would all have to be tested. Like I can understand wanting to have like a browser in DaVinci for those of people who have like a one screen. It'd be nice to just have that built in. The Discord one, possibly the same reason, but it would not be built into one of these panels. It would be a free floating window, like the Macro Creator and Spark FX, because it's using the same system of coding your own HTML app, which would probably just be a redirect to like Google or something. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about HTML and connecting it to stuff like that yet to tell you anything else in detail. Sorry. But in theory, those could work. I'm all about the theory over here. Just call me the game theorist. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's possible, Henry. Yeah. Sounds like it could be. Like, I wouldn't imagine that'd be impossible. Because you're using HTML. You just have to connect either to the API and create your own search bar, or just redirect to Google or redirect to Discord. Either way. Henry's been working with workflow integrations, which uses the same idea that Spark Effects uses and what William Justice uses for all of his stuff. It's not exactly the same because a workflow integration is built into Davinci. Well, what William is doing is its own separate app, which communicates to Davinci. But it uses the exact same basis, the same exact coding idea of using Electron.js. Nose, help me. So yeah, that should hopefully answer some questions about that. Can't give you any concrete for sure, though. What else can I show you guys? Does anyone use any of William's other tools? Like I have Super Bins and I have Switch Notify, which is really cool stuff. Super Bins, I did pay the whole thing. My nose is killing me. I don't know why. Hey. But Super Bins is based off of an not After Effects, but Premiere Pro plugin, which links folders into Davinci. And like allows you to do easy media syncing. It's super handy. It's how I make all my projects really fast, and why all my folders in my projects are always really organized. But then projects like this look like crap. You guys can't see it, but like this is just a bunch of stuff dumped into a bin. But if we look at an actual video that I've edited, this may take a second because it's on the cloud, but you'll see that my bins are super organized because of Super Bins, and also something else I use too, which I'll also show you guys here in a second. This is this previous video. I'm opening up this one because it's the only one that I have footage for, because I recently had to wipe my drive of all of its footage because it got too full. Come on, load for me. Do the loading. One day. Don't crash. Please. My music stopped again. I hate YouTube. Just play my music. I do not know who that is, actually. I'll have to look at who that is first. Avdon? Here, I'll Google the name so I have it. My nose. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at this. Since I'm doing like the After Effects to Davinci tutorials, that could be also a good place to look at to make some stuff. Because it looks like some of that stuff looks really cool. Like I saw his Windows concept here. It's his first thing. His like intro video for his channel is a Windows 12 concept. And you can see like a nice glow on it and stuff. You guys can actually probably hear it, can't you? Yeah, you can. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's off screen, but it looks really cool. Okay. This is my project from the previous video. We can see over here, this is really organized. My master bin's a little bit disorganized because when I get making thumbnails and putting music in things get a little bit disorganized because when I select a piece of media, it'll select it in the bins, and that always confuses it. Also, when you have this, when you're in a bin, this is something I don't like. When you're in a bin and you go into your master bins, and then you add stuff to your timeline, it ignores what bin you had it in, and it drops it into the master bin. It will not drop it into the bin you just had selected. Because because Davinci hates me. So that's why my master bin looks like that. But I have a bunch of I have like media bin, audio bin, graphics, project files. Project files. Oh, that's a different thing. And then this is also not the same thing. This is from me testing someone's script. But I have like B-roll, and then I have video, and inside of B-roll I have images, screen recordings. Like, this is super organized. And this is because I use another app called Post Haste, which is a really simplistic app that allows you to create templates of folder structures, like this one, which you'll see looks just like this, except for the export. And it allows you to just always create the exact same folder structure for everything you do. And if you use After Effects or Premiere Pro, you can also add in project files for those. So if you had those in there, it'd be really easy to just set up a project. Super, super cool. I don't use a lot of Reactor stuff because I make a lot of macros, but I do really like Xglow. That's a really popular one. Tinticity is also, Tinticity, I think is how you say it, is also really good. It basically just allows you to have like a color influence, like a strong saturated color influence in things, which is how Proto V2 is made by Patrick Sterling. Patrick Sterling created like an effect that allows you to like have electricity, you know, magic, you know, different visual effects that you can like customize with just one macro, but it uses the Tinticity fuse in it. And that creates the color influence for the color of the actual effect, whatever you're making. It's really nice to allow you to do that. But quickly about this, to end this off, you can just give it a name, optionally give it a client name, creates a folder for you, you just tell it where it needs to go, and that's just how I make my projects every single time. Super, super easy. And I just use Superbends to read the folder, the main folder, and it just gives me all the internal folders within it. And then you can also drag and drop clips from your downloads folder into here, or you can monitor your downloads folder for new files coming in to bring those into the same spots. But if you drag and drop into here, yeah, let me grab a random one really quick. Let me get one from downloads. Sure, stripes. Drag and drop into here, you can select what folder it goes into as well. So it makes it really easy to organize your shit. So I can just say, put this in graphics, sync file. It does not move the file from where it was, but it creates a copy of it and then adds it into your bin. Super cool. But besides that, more things from Reactor I'd recommend. Let me think. Obviously, I have Anim Utility on there. Anim Utility is my keyframeless animation engine. Similar to, like, if you know Magic Animate, it uses the same idea, but you can put it on any control. I have a whole video talking about it. There's a bunch of media talking about how to use that. It's a really handy tool that I use all the time for any animation. Xglow, Kick-Ass Shaders, and Anim Utility. Kick-Ass Shaders, wow, I'm seeing double. Kick-Ass Shaders is like for 3D. When you want to put different textures and stuff onto your 3D objects, you can get some really detailed stuff from that. Xglow will blow up your computer though. It doesn't blow up mine. How bad's your computer? Do I have Xglow installed? I do. Yeah, it's really cool. You can also look at the code if you wanted to and like edit the code. Interesting stuff up there. Let's see this though. Anim Utility, it's literally just like one of the first few things you see up here. It gives you a quick explanation of it down here. You can also learn more with this link, which I need to fix. You got like 5K comps though. These are 4K. This is 4K comps. My computer's not that good. The atomizer isn't really a tool you guys really need to use. The atomizer is how you can create atoms, which is these packages that you download from Reactor. There's also other glows you can get. Flow Character Rigger, it's the character rigger I showed off earlier. There's also a whole Resuck Less post about it and everything. No, your computer was 5K. I think it was more like 4,000. I don't know. You can watch the video to see how like things move and also like read the We Suck Less post for more information, but it just creates a really easy character rigger for like each section, like a lower upper part of the arms and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else do I have downloaded right now? Kick-Ass Shader. Loader from Saver. This is kind of a cool one. It essentially takes an image from... Oh no, whatever... So, like, for example, you're exporting out an image sequence from a Magic Mask render that you just did. Like, you have Magic Mask, you have how you want it to look, you're not going to change it. You export it out as the EXR files, whatever they're called. And then you can convert that saver into a loader node to then load those files with this tool. Super cool. A chroma, like a chroma aberration, not chroma key. You know, cool stuff like that. I don't really use a lot of the stuff though. Like I don't really use post trace, but it's here. It allows you to transform like a bitmap image into an SVG, which can be good for creating fusion things. For like motion graphics, I mean. Real Shadow. Real Shadow is always really cool. This is also something that you can see from... You must go. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you come by the next time. I don't know when I'll be streaming again. In the future at some point. I don't know when. Real Shadow is really cool. Yeah, I'm losing stuff. Can I say real a couple more times, guys? I don't know. But if we take a look at it, we'll see... We can make it do some cool things. We can make it a real shadow, which makes it a little bit more of a realistic shadow. Or make it a long shadow, which creates that long drafting shadow you see in some like VFX motion graphics stuff. And if you adjust where the light's coming from, you can see like kind of what it's doing. It's casting rays. That's a hint as to how it's doing this, by the way, to create the shadow effect. Which I've shown off, I think, how to make this, I think, before. At least a similar thing to this before. Maybe not. I don't remember if I've shown it off before or not. I'll have to look at that. Another big tool I recommend getting, which actually has an update right now, let me go and update that as we're talking, is Resolve Essentials. Resolve Essentials allows you to quickly access the Fusion hotkey manager, which is different than the Davinci hotkey manager. Because of the Fusion hotkey manager, if you're in the flow, which is the nodes area down here, you can activate different keybinds than you would for the edit page. So if you have an edit page keybind mapped to like QWE that allows you to, I don't know, cut up your timeline. Like that's what I have. You can then map those keys to something else in Fusion to do something completely different. You may still have, I think, key conflicts sometimes, but you'll have to just figure out why, like which one works better for you. Yeah, why they separate things? Probably because Fusion was its own software and they just kind of like embedded it into Resolve. And they're having, I'm sure, a somewhat tough time converting it to work pretty with Resolve by itself. Because Resolve wasn't made with Fusion in mind. Resolve was made with coloring in mind. It has just kind of been developing after the fact. So Steve, I'm sure, is doing a great job at working with them and trying to convert it to work better with Resolve. But at the same time, neither of them were coded with that in mind. So they have to like work with it the best they can. So it may take a while before we actually see like really high quality integration between the two, just because of that fact. So we'll see. The We Suck Less audio. Yeah, this is somewhat what I showed off before, but it's a little bit different. Waveforms are able to be turned into animation, essentially. Toggle tracker paths. Don't really ever use that. Vector snapshot also allows you to turn things into SVGs from an image. Super handy. Hello. Hey Asher, do you know, is there a way to use skew with text plus follower modifier. There isn't an option for it in there, unlike a okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see. Let me get my text in here. Text. That's not text, but it's close enough. So let's add a follower. I know what you're talking about. Like, you can't do the skew thing. But you can. Or you have to keyframe. You can. It's just called shear. Hey Steve, how's it going? Hi. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just shear. Is an H shader of text plus. But like shears is pretty much the same thing as a skew. Unless there's something more specific that you're looking for. Oh, I'm not actually animating it. I just said it. I was like, why isn't it doing anything? Let's go back to here. Let's do something like this. Back to 0. We can see.
I mentioned Reactor.
Yeah. Can you go away? Go away. There we go. Make that a little bit smaller. And let's increase the time between.
Not mention Reactor.
There's a little example for you of like a skew effect in the text plus follower modifier. Did that answer your question? Just over here, characters, shear. Or if you want to do like the whole word, you can do that as well, which is a different set of keyframes. Which means probably should go remove these. And this will just do the whole word itself. Yeah, hope that answered your question. Yeah, it does look a little bit different, especially if you moved Y as well, because Y moves the whole thing in like a different, unexpected way that you would if you were from like After Effects. But yeah, it's essentially the same thing as having skew. Just not call it the same thing. Wording is always different whenever it goes between them. You can also do it per shading element, which I think is what Steve was talking about. If you wanted to do it just for like your outline, you can do that also down here in shear. It's not just in transform. But we are getting close to the 2-hour mark, so if there's any last minute questions, ideas, concerns about like the new macro creator, or any questions about Davinci, I'll also feel free to answer those. But just to finish them off, let's go ahead and just pump out as many questions and comments and everything as we can. Also, if you guys do find bugs, I'll go ahead and mention this really quick as I'm waiting on more responses. If you guys find bugs with the new macro creator, if you're in the main menu like this, you can come on up here to help, and you can come over here to report a bug, and this will bring you to a Google form, which allows you to fill out information about the bug, provide images, video, restate what the bug is, tell me more information about which version you're on of this, Davinci, and your computer, stuff like that. I'm also going to be adding this to the let's quick open window here. This opens up the tutorials right now. Oh no, it opens up the support home. If you guys do not know what this is, the support home, which you can get from pressing help here, or you can also find it from the main menu. But this is where you can find everything about the new macro creator. You can see how many users we got. We got 18 active users of the new macro creator. We can see about it. This is all about the about stuff. Special thanks to everybody who helped me out with various things. We can see tutorials. You can see the bugs that we have that are known and been documented. You can see the updates for each features. I'm on version 103. 103 is not released yet because I'm still working on different things. Then you can also suggest a feature, leave feedback, go to the Discord from here, report a bug from here, and if you lost your license and if you need to get it back, you can always request it from here as well. There you go. It's a quick help stuff for you. So if you ever needed to have any extra issues, or if you needed to report any extra issues that I don't have documented here, that's where you do it. Did you check that one input in Discord? I assumed you messed up. I'll have to take a look at that. I don't remember what you're talking about. Maybe ping me on whichever channel that was in, because I don't recall seeing that. My brain's been everywhere, and I've been everywhere, so I haven't been able to sit down and think about answering questions from different things in a second. At least not every question. Some questions, yeah. Some questions are really fast to answer. Some I don't have immediate answers to that need some more time. Yeah. Anything else you guys have? Also, if you guys do need other help, that's not like, or you guys can report a bug and also send a message in the Discord to clarify. If you want like immediate help, ask questions in the Discord. That's also a way to report bugs. It's also a way to get like a workaround or a solution, or maybe you're doing something slightly incorrect with how you're using it. Just a quick way to get a response there. But yeah, anything else before we end off today? I'll just wait around here a little bit. I'll get some water in me. If you guys didn't know, I cannot actually ever hear the music. I have that turned down because it's really distracting. So I have no idea what's playing. I know it's video game music, but I don't know what's actually on. Hopefully this one doesn't get copyright claimed again. Not claimed, but a warning. They like to do that for my stuff. Alright. No more questions. Unless people are typing stuff out, so I'll wait a little bit longer. But if you guys don't have any questions, feel free to go ahead and hop out of here. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. I'll post about the next stream in the community tab and in the Discord. I won't just make another stream like I have previously for this one, because I kept pushing this stream back further and further just because of various life events or just me being too tired or something or another. So various reasons why it kept getting pushed back, but for the next one I'll be announcing it first and then making the thing, so it's not just sitting there waiting for people to find. But yeah, but if you don't have any more questions or comments or concerns, I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or night, whatever it is for you. Yeah, you all have a good time. A good one. I'll wait around a little bit longer for any more questions though. This is the part of the stream where I have nothing else to say but just dance, I guess. I hope everyone's being safe. I just got a notification about the hurricane. Hope everyone's doing okay, and I'm not gonna try to pronounce that name or whatever they just named it. Helena? Helene? I'm bad with pronunciations if it's not clear. But yeah, that hurricane in the US, hope everyone's doing okay and is safe with that. If anyone's here from that area. Heard that some crazy stuff got flooded, power's out in a lot of places. We saw the effects of the storm over here. We got limbs down everywhere. And I'm far, far away from the coast, so like big storms caused big damage everywhere. Like I'm like in the middle of the country. Like I'm that far away from the coast. And I was getting limbs taken down over here. I was watching the Minecraft live before this. They're releasing new updates. If anyone doesn't know, I'm a Minecraft nerd. Have been for a while. They're releasing some new stuff. Changing the format and how they're releasing stuff. 2 hurricanes and 1 earthquake this week? Jeez. Yeah, y'all got screwed. Are you talking about the Minecraft movie? I think probably talking about that. Oh, Georgia. We're talking about like locations. I'm confused. This is the problem with live chat. Is I say something, and then people will respond to it a couple of seconds later after I'm already responding to something else, and I'm like, "What are you responding to now?" Plus, you guys are talking about stuff in chat all the time too, and I don't know if you're talking to me, you're talking to someone else. The Minecraft movie, I don't know if this is on topic or off topic now, but yeah, the Minecraft movie looks terrible. I'll just say it. It looks really bad. The plot is overused. The enemies, we've seen them before in other media from them. It's really lame that they keep using the same enemies. They're trying to make it like a modded Minecraft and like vanilla Minecraft crossover kind of thing. You missed quite a bit. We're actually about to end it. I'm sorry, Shrek. I'm just talking about random stuff now. I'm just talking about random news. Talked about the hurricane, talking about Minecraft now. But yeah, the idea behind the Minecraft movie could be good, but the execution I don't think was good. And the idea that the fans had in mind is very different than what the developers had in mind, which is not good. I play Minecraft semi-regularly, not too much when I'm busy, like with random coding or work and stuff. But it's a good place where I like to just hang out. It's relaxing, as long as you're not dying all the time, but it's pretty chill. I like to play a modded Minecraft, but vanilla is where I got the love for it. Back on my hacked copy of it. Modded is way better. I love the create mod. You play GD. Oh no. I don't know what GD stands for. Good dog. No. Geometry Dash? That would make sense. Yeah, Geometry Dash. Yeah, I've seen lots of stuff about it. With the new update they've made, you can do some crazy stuff in that. Like, I'm very impressed with what they made for that game. Super, super cool. I would definitely want to play it, but speed parkour games themselves are not my style. I rage quit too much. I could not complete Hollow Knight because I do not like parkour and fighting in the same game because it's super annoying. Plus the mechanics I have a hard time grasping because I'm a bad gamer. But I've been playing the new Zelda that came out, Echoes of Wisdom. Love the game. It's very much the feel of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but with that classic style, which is what the fans have been asking for a long time, which is so nice. Hyrule is huge, lots to do, lots of story, unexpected twists, returning characters, cool features and mechanics. Definitely recommend it. If you know anything about the Zelda series, this is a good callback to the previous eras, but also a great move forward for the series, I feel like. It's got like 2.5D style animation. It's not the full overhead 2D, and it's not the full 3D. It's like a mixture of the two. Cool stuff. All right, I'm guessing there's no more questions. So unless you guys want to keep talking about gaming and stuff like that, we might go ahead and end it off now. You've never completed a video game? Sleeveless. Oh no. Do you just not have the time or patience for it? Like, I guess I can understand that. Like, but being like a dedicated gamer and never completing a game is one thing. But a casual gamer not completing a game it's fine. It took me like 20 years. No, not 20 years. I'm not that old. It took me... And also, Minecraft's not that old. It took me maybe like a few... No, it's not been that long. Maybe 5 years. It took me to actually beat Minecraft and actually kill the Ender Dragon. It took me a very long time. ADHD once the hard part is over and you get bored. Yeah, once you're like overpowered and you can take everything out really easily, yeah. You're a casual gamer? Yeah, the 5 to 10 minutes with Geometry Dash makes a little bit of sense now. I mean, I got nothing against casual or hardcore gamers. I'm like a mix between the two. I like to game a lot, but then Stray? Yeah. I've watched Stray. I've wanted to play it, but after you've watched somebody play it, kind of feels like you don't really need to play it because there's not like a multi-choice story. But really awesome game. I loved the cute little kitty. And the robots. It's an awesome aesthetic. Let's see. I've played Life is Strange. I've also watched the original Life is Strange, and I ended up playing it a little bit recently. I've played the prequel, started playing the prequel game, and I want to play the sequel to it. And then when... Oh yeah, no, the sequel's not out yet. The sequel is coming out, though, soon, I think. There's like a couple... There's like... So there's the original Life is Strange, which is Chloe and Max. There's the prequel, which is more about Chloe and... the girl who died in Life is Strange, Amber. And then there's another game that's in the same universe, but not a sequel to the same characters and everything, where it's the same sort of like supernatural thing happens, but then they're making a new game which is a sequel to Life is Strange about Max. And I can't wait for that one to come out because that one looks really fun. And it still is about time and stuff, so that's interesting. So yeah, that's my history of that. I've played other games. I've played all of Red Dead Redemption. I haven't 100%ed it because there's so much in it, but I've played through the Arthur Morgan story. Let me see. What else have I played? I might just pull up Steam. I played a lot of Nintendo games. I have a Switch, which is also why I want to maybe make a gaming streaming channel for like some weekends when I'm just like, you know what, I could stream and I could game, but let's do something with it. And I could just hop on a stream with you guys. I want to do that eventually, but I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Oh, I played some Stardew Valley. I'm not too hooked on it, but it's a fun game. I played Pal World. Terrified of Nintendo taking the ban hammer down on them though. That's terrifying. Oh, if you guys don't know, Indigo Park, made by an indie developer who's also a YouTuber. It's a really cute indie horror game, which is like a mascot indie horror game based around like a little raccoon guy. Super cute game. Lots of spooks. I've played Baldur's Gate. I have not finished it. I won't get into multiple reasons as to why, but I have not gotten hooked on it. It's not something that I'm like hooked on. I don't like how it plays personally, for one of the things, but yeah. And I guess the last thing I have in here that I've played a lot or seen a lot of and know a lot of is Five Nights at Freddy's. I know too much about that game series. But that's pretty much where my gaming ends. Minecraft, various other Steam games, indie games. I've watched a lot of games. Like, I watch a lot of Minecraft, lots of Markiplier. It's always fun to see the games that he plays, along with Jacksepticeye and a few others like that, but not played some of the games, because I haven't had a PC for a while. This is a recent gain. But yep. Anything else you guys would need to add before we head out? But otherwise, I'll just go ahead and leave the stream, leave you guys to it for the day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting, asking questions, bringing things to my attention. If you have any last minute questions, Stark, about anything, do let me know and I'll answer that really quick. Bye. Okay. That's going to end it, guys. Y'all have a good day. See you later.